Hey everybody, Steve here in Palm Springs. I was out on one of my walks yesterday around downtown Palm Springs, and I happened to see a sign. I was walking in front of one of the outdoor restaurants, and the sign was promoting. It was like one of those little placard signs, and it was promoting bottomless mimosas for $24.95. So basically, $25 for a mimosa. Do you know what a mimosa is? It's a glass of orange juice with champagne. I don't know if it's 50-50. Now, bottomless means you can have refills. Well, I'm thinking, well, how many refills would anyone drink of a glass of orange juice with champagne in it? I guess if you're sitting there having brunch, and you might have, most people would probably have one glass, maybe 1.5 glasses, maybe some people would have 2. But I just thought it was funny that not only was it $25 for a glass of orange juice and with champagne in it, but that they were actually promoting that. Now, Palm Springs is a tourist town, and most of the people probably eating there at that restaurant and all the restaurants downtown were probably tourists, and maybe they're happy to spend $25 for a mimosa. The last time I had a mimosa was probably back when I lived up in Hollywood when I was in my 20s and 30s, and I'm sure I didn't pay more than just a couple of dollars for a mimosa. And back then, I think they just automatically refilled them if you wanted. I think they were all bottomless mimosas because nobody can drink that much in one sitting. This is a pretty safe bet. They're not going to lose a lot of money on those. So $25 for a mimosa. So I'm just curious, would you pay $25 for a mimosa or for any drink? Alcohol is always more expensive. I mean, they say that's where most businesses make their money, most restaurants and establishments that serve drinks, that's where they make all their money. It's like a huge markup. And I'm sure they're not using the most expensive champagne, or at least I'm guessing they're not. You can buy a bottle of champagne for $5 at most of the stores. Well, at least the last time I looked at champagne. I think you can buy a pretty good bottle of champagne. Actually, like, isn't Barefoot Bubbly? They're considered a pretty good brand. I think they're $5-6 for a bottle. And you could probably get 5 to 10 glasses of mimosa out of that one bottle. I mean, I'm just guessing, I don't know. And you know, I don't have anything against restaurants getting as much money as they can if people are willing to spend it. And a restaurant on Palm Canyon Drive in downtown Palm Springs, I'm sure their overhead is huge. So I'm not saying they shouldn't be charging $25 for it. I'm just saying I don't want to spend $25 for it, and I'm wondering who does. But I guess, you know, there's a lot of wealthy people and people who are on vacation, coming to Palm Springs for vacation. They probably easily can afford $25 for a mimosa. So I was just curious, would you spend $25 for a mimosa, or for any drink for that matter? I wouldn't spend $25 for any drink. I'm old now, and I grew up at a time when everything was pretty cheap, and hardly a day goes by now where I don't see a price of something somewhere that doesn't make me do a double take. So what's the most you've ever spent for a drink, an alcoholic drink? I think some of you have shared that in the past, in past videos, so always interesting to hear. I mean, I think Camping Alan shared, and I shared this in a recent video, I think when he went to the top of the tramway here in Palm Springs, I think he said they spent $30 per drink. I wasn't really sure. When I read the comment again, he might have meant that him and his wife, they spent $30 maybe for 2 drinks. Maybe it was a total of $30. Maybe they were $15 each. I don't know. Maybe, Alan, if you're watching, you can clarify if it was $30 a drink or if it was $15 a drink. I mean, I'm sure $30 a drink wouldn't be outrageous, since this mimosa was $25 right here in Palm Springs in December of 2025. Boy, when I think of all the things you used to be able to buy with $25, that used to be a lot of money back in the day. Now it'll buy you a drink at brunch, if you're lucky. Oh well, guess that's our world these days. As always, thanks for sharing, everybody, and I hope to see you all in the next video.